All right. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Wholistic Health Alliance, our monthly presentation series. And today, first of all, Happy New Year to everyone. And today we have Mary Branson presenting for us for the first talk of the new year in 2024. And it's a very exciting topic. It is about a new planet. You can go ahead and tell the title.
Okay. It just said a new year, a new planet, a new you.
New year and a new planet and a new you. How
Right.
to live sustainably to take care of your health and the health of our planet. So that's a very exciting topic. So before we hand over to Mary, I just want to quickly introduce Wholistic Health Alliance and our organization and what we are all about. So Wholistic Health Alliance is a 501c3 nationally launched nonprofit organization with the vision of providing a platform for holistic health practitioners to come together under one umbrella, fostering collaborations, building stronger networks, and enabling greater synergy with the community. So it is really a wonderful platform for all the holistic practitioners to come together, connect, network, support each other, and at the same time, educate the community and educate other practitioners about various holistic practices. And once we are the power is in numbers, as always Pratibha says. Once we are a large group, we can always put wellness first and disease and takes the backseat. Okay, so that is our mission. And I also want to introduce our Youth Brigade, which is a wonderful project of Wholistic Health Alliance. And under Youth Brigade, we have two currently going on projects, which is one is the Teen Mental Health Initiative, and the other one is our Fooditude. So one is tackling the topic of the crisis that is happening across the nation, which is about the mental health. And the second one definitely talks about eating healthier and taking care of health first. So these are two amazing projects that is happening. I will just quickly share the screen. I think I can share the screen here. Okay, doesn't matter. It's fine. All right. So anyway, so that is our platform, and I will allow Mary to introduce herself right now. And then you can talk about what you're going to speak today, and then you can take over. So over to you, Mary.
Okay. So my name is Mary Branson, and I'm part of the Wholistic Health Alliance. And I'm very passionate about holistic living, about healthy living, and really taking care of ourselves and our planet, because every decision we make affects not only our bodies, but it affects the planet as well. So if we don't take care of the planet, then we won't be around. It won't matter if we take care of ourselves, because our planet will be gone, and so will we. So we really need to. So many things we do are intertwined. So every decision we make affects our body and our planet. So I really want to talk about more ways to be sustainable. And part of that is what we choose to put in and on our bodies. And that makes a huge environmental impact as well. So that is what my talk will be about tonight.
Perfect. Very excited. I know, and we always meet and we talk about these things, and you have so many unique and variety of ways to, find replacement and live better and healthy. So definitely looking forward for the presentation. So whenever you're ready, we can start.
Okay. Make sure, are you able to allow screen sharing?
Okay, let's see. Okay, can you share? Try now.
Okay. All right. Okay. So Can you see it or no?
Not yet.
I clicked on it. So hold on one second. Let me just make
Yes,
sure.
now I can see it. Wow.
Okay. All right, great. So let's start from the beginning. Okay. You can see everything okay?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, perfect. So our bodies are beautiful, our planet is beautiful, and we really need to learn how to protect both ourselves and our planet, because like I said, they go hand in hand. So the title of my talk is A New Year, A New Planet, A New You. I'm Mary Branson. I'm a certified holistic health coach. I'm a partner for a global health and wellness company. I'm a mindfulness educator. I'm a Wholistic Health Alliance member, and lots of other titles too. So these are the points that I want to consider in my presentation. So I'm going to talk about household products, storage containers, cookware and dishes, food coverings, diffusers, cleaning products, personal care. There's so much to think about, and I'm by no means an expert, but I'm always learning and I'm always researching and trying to find better ways to take care of ourselves. I'm going to talk about personal care, our shampoo, conditioner, toothpaste, deodorant, body wash, makeup, our nutrition, our sleep, our exercise, our water, holistic medicine, natural alternatives to conventional medicine, our self-care, and our stress management. All of these have to do with taking care of ourselves and our environment. Now, if you take a look at our environment, we're really doing so much damage. Environmental toxins are increasing at an alarming rate. So there's pollution, there's water contaminants, and then there's pesticides in our foods. Our prescriptions are getting into our water. When, you know, a lot of times when we're done with them or we haven't used them, we throw them away. They end up in landfills or in water. Over-the-counter drugs, same thing. Chemicals, everything in our skincare products, hair care products, our plastics, all of that gets into our water supply, gets into our groundwater, and our landfills, and it's just really causing a huge problem. All the manufacturing that's happening is causing a huge problem. And even, you know, when we don't conserve energy or conserve water or different things like that. So we're really damaging our planet in a lot of ways that we might not even realize. Our food quality is also decreasing because 50% of what we eat is processed, and not just food, but so many of our cleaning products are filled with preservatives. Our food has flavor enhancers, emulsifiers, synthetic vitamins. I mean, it's just crazy what is allowed in our country that other countries have banned. Growth hormones, trans fats, which I believe we've banned by now, but there could still be a tiny bit in the foods that we eat, and then artificial colors. So the reason why we really need to take a look at what our products contain is because there are so many harmful ingredients, and not only do they damage us, but they damage the planet as well. So parabens are preservatives that possess estrogen mimicking properties, and they've been known to be associated with an increased risk of breast cancer. Synthetic colors, like from the food, drug, and cosmetic FD&C or DNC, they're derived from petroleum and coal tar sources, and they're suspected to be a human carcinogen and a skin irritant, and it's linked to ADHD, and Europe has actually banned it, so I don't know why we haven't yet. Fragrance mixes have been associated with allergies, respiratory distress, potential effects on the reproductive system. Phthalates are endocrine disruptors. They've been linked to increased risk of breast cancer, early breast development in girls, and reproductive birth defects in males and females. And then triclosan is also an endocrine disruptor, especially in the thyroid and reproductive hormones, and it's a skin irritant. And it could also make our bacteria antibiotic resistant. So we just keep filling our bodies with more and more antibiotics that end up being resistant to what they're trying to treat. And antibiotics destroy our gut. So that's why we need to then counteract that with probiotics. So we're just doing damage in so many ways. So I haven't even gotten started. There's sodium lauryl sulfate, skin, lung, and eye irritants, carcinogens. Formaldehyde is a human carcinogen related to cancer, skin reactions, immune function. Toluene is a petrochemical. It can cause developmental damage in the fetus, and it's linked to immune system toxicity. Organic alcohol is a skin irritant and a penetrator, and it can cause hives. And sunscreens are pretty bad too. They have a lot of harmful things in it. Endocrine disruptors can cause cellular damage and cancer in the body. And then a lot of these were mentioned already, but these are in our common cleaning ingredients. The phthalates, sulfates, triclosan. I can't even pronounce some of these. Chlorine, sodium hydroxide. So there's a lot of harmful things that we're cleaning with, and not only cleaning with, but ingesting. So we ingest all of that into our lungs and into our bodies. These are some healthier ways that I've cleaned. It's not a complete list, obviously, but these are just some of the things that I've been using. So I use Castile soap. I make my own hand soap, dishwashing detergent, dish soap, and I use essential oils with that. You can clean with baking soda, vinegar, lemon juice. So all of these things are safe for humans, animals, and the environment. There are some other great products out there too that you can use, but these are some natural alternatives to using the abrasive cleaners. One thing that I really came across that I love is called MLS. It's a magnetic laundry system. So it's just two magnets that you put in your washing machine. And the reason it works is water is a universal solvent. So the powerful magnetism helps to alter the basic nature of water and increase its solvency. So that's the magnets are able to pull out dirt, grease, and odors from the fibers of your clothes. And because you're not using harmful chemicals, it makes your clothes last longer. It's because it increases the water's natural solvency, it makes it able to permeate fabrics to release the soil and the odor. So this is what it looks like. It's just two magnets. That's really all it is. And you just stick them to the inside of your drum, or you can put them in the pocket of a pair of pants. And the magnets really work. You don't use any laundry detergent. You can wash with cold water because hot water obviously is a drain on the environment as well. So this is one product that I really love. It's chemical free, it's non-toxic, it's more eco-friendly, it's a low waste option over time, so easy to use. And it's a good option for chemically sensitive people who even have reactions to natural and non-toxic detergents. So there's no harmful chemicals that break down the water supply, going into our water supply, and no harmful chemicals to break down the fiber of our clothes. So our clothes last longer, so we're not buying clothes as often. And it's just one of the negatives that people have said about it is that it's expensive, but it's $70 and it lasts for years. So just think of all the money you're saving by not going out and buying laundry detergent. And laundry detergent comes in a huge plastic jug. So that's even bad for the environment. So it's even if laundry detergent was not, even if it was non-toxic, the way it's packaged is doing damage to our environment as well. So I can't say enough good things. They don't have a smell. So what I'll do to create that smell is I use wool dryer balls. in my dryer. I don't use dryer sheets because those are toxic as well, most of them. And then I just sprinkle a few drops of essential oils on the wool dryer balls so I don't get static and I have a nice smell if I want it. Otherwise, the clothes don't have a smell at all. They don't smell dirty. They're just clean clothes without a fragrance. Shampoo and conditioner that I really like that doesn't contain harmful things is Love, Beauty, and Planet. And I think that's an appropriate title because they really care about the planet. Like anything though, I'm continuously researching shampoo and conditioner. I'm not sure if I'll stick with this one. I want to research it further and see if there's something else better out there. But right now, this is what I've been using. There's probably better ones out there, but I am usually pretty good at checking the ingredient label and the impact that it has. So I like this one because it's 100% biodegradable. It's cruelty-free, sulfate-free, silicone-free, paraben-free, and formulated without phthalates. It's naturally derived from plants, and the hair care formulas are made with plants, 93% for the shampoo and 97% for the conditioner. So that's a very high percentage of a plant-based shampoo. Like I said, I'm probably still going to be researching to see if there's a better one out there, but right now that's what I've been using. For deodorant, I found this really cool Bio Rock. It's a crystal deodorant stick, and it's plastic free, it's paraben free, it's alcohol free, aluminum free. And I really like this stick because it lasts such a long time. I've had mine, I think, for about a year, and it just lasts. You just wet it and use it, and it really works. My mom has been asking me to order several for her friends because she keeps talking to her friends about it, and she can't rave enough about it because what she had wasn't working. And then for toothpaste, most toothpaste out there isn't really very good for you. So I've kind of gotten into a system of like oil pulling and just trying to realize that your mouth, most illness happens in your mouth. And if you don't keep your mouth healthy, it can lead to so many other health issues as well. Some people use baking soda. I mean, there are other natural alternatives to toothpaste. And then I rarely wear makeup. You could probably tell I'm not wearing any right now. So I have ordered from like Beauty Counter in the past. I've ordered from different sites that just seem to have, they have something called the Never List, and it's a list of ingredients that they would never put in their products. So the makeup I have, I think, is probably 3 or 4 years old. It's probably maybe even longer. It's probably not even not even good anymore. But I don't wear it that often. I don't really have a skincare routine, so I don't have to worry about what's in my skincare. But just make sure that your whatever skincare you choose, you make sure that it's free of all the harmful chemicals.
Let's go back to the toothpaste that you said. What exactly is that? Is it a particular brand name or is it a homemade DIY? What is it?
Yeah, I have it downstairs. So, and I know I apologize. This isn't a very good picture, but I can put it in the chat in a few minutes because my husband can bring it up for me.
Oh, okay, no problem.
I'll put it in the chat, and it's similar to like oil pulling part of it, and then there is like a rinse.
Okay.
So I'll put it in the chat, the exact name. But
no problem. You can even send a link so we can put it in the Facebook page as well.
Okay.
Of the products.
Sounds
even the deodorant stick, if you can send the links of the products, we can just put in the Facebook page for others to see as well.
Sounds good.
All right. Okay, you can continue.
No problem. Let's see. Where was I? Oh, and also, you should really take a look at the toothbrushes you're using too, because they're all made with plastic. Bamboo is a really good alternative because this one is made, it's from Mintley, but it's made with sustainable Moso bamboo and charcoal infused biodegradable bristles. So it's really, uh, biodegrades, it's compostable. Um, when you get a refill, you just get the refill of the heads so you can keep the main part of the toothbrush. And I like that it's vegan, cruelty-free, compostable handle, biodegradable. So it's one of the healthier alternatives to toothbrushes if you're thinking of the environmental impact as well. Lots of cookware. People don't really understand that that some of the cookware they're using can be toxic. Um, one of the one of the worst parts is it ends up in landfills where the earth can absorb harmful and damaging chemicals that are on the cookware. The chemicals and toxins can end up in soil and enter near bodies of water. And the increased toxicity of some of these cookware brands that people are using are linked to a variety of chronic diseases like heart disease, reproductive health problems, neurological disorders, people who are compromised, metabolic syndrome. So, yeah, yeah, I found the bottles, but I'll put the link in the chat for that. So this is a clearer picture of the bottle. Oh, not very clear. Sorry. But I'll put the link.
There's a glare, but it's okay.
Yeah.
I can put the links later.
Yeah. So it's like a tooth powder, and it's like oil pull. I don't know if people have heard of oil pulling before, but it's you let it swirl around in your mouth for a lot of people use coconut oil. It's just another method of keeping your oral care more healthy. So, excuse me, even the dishes that we eat on, a lot of them are harmful as well. So porcelain, stoneware, earthenware, china, they have a glaze on them that's toxic to the human body. Some of them have BPA, cadmium, and phthalates. Those are dangerous heavy metals. And too much lead, we know, can result in lead poisoning. And then if you use acidic foods such as citrus, wine, and coffee, it can break down the glazes at high heat, and then the harmful metals can leak into your food. So it's important to look into the dishes that you're using as well. So some of the best alternatives to cookware is the best is cast iron, and then enameled cast iron, carbon steel, and stainless steel. So those seem to be the best alternatives. And then look for products that are made in the USA. It leaves less of a carbon imprint. Yeah. And then certified lead free, clear or white, and then clear or borosilicate glass. So those are the healthier versions. One cookware that I use is called Green Pan. And again, when I researched it, it seemed to be the best at the time. I may do more research and see if I'm actually using the best out there. So it's possible that I may switch at some point, but this one is free of PFAS, PFOA, lead, and cadmium. It'll never release fumes, even if it's overheated. It's healthy. It's nonstick. It's most nonsticks aren't good. Most nonstick pans, but ceramic nonstick is okay. It's scratch resistant. It's made in a solar powered factory, which I really liked. There's 60% less carbon dioxide during curing phase. It's made with recycled aluminum, which I really appreciated. And it's durable and long lasting. And then when you get rid of yours, they'll recycle your old set when you get a new one. So I like those things about the cookware and about the company. And this is just the set I got, just a basic cookware set. The dishes that I use are Corelle. At some point, I'll probably switch over to stainless steel because I think stainless steel is probably the best, but Corelle is fine as well, unless you're using Corelle dishes from like 1950. We had a Corelle dish from my mom from years and years and years ago, and those are not good. But the new dishes made now, the Corelle actually came up as one of the safer ones that kind of fit within my budget. There are more expensive ones out there, but this one came up pretty high. The dangers of plastic. A lot of people use plastic containers. They use plastic wrap. Plastic is one of the worst things you can use. It can take years to decompose. It leaches chemicals even into the atmosphere. We all know, like, if it gets in the water, it's a risk to wildlife or sea life if they get caught up in it or if they eat it. The global production just continues to rise, which is not good for our planet. And then the sunlight and sea motions of plastic that ends up in the ocean can be broken down further into microplastics, and those are very harmful as well. And then there's a lot of food waste. So food waste leads to environmental impacts such as deforestation. So we're chopping down so many trees, water and air pollution, and greenhouse gas emissions. So try not to use plastic if you can avoid it at all. I really like these glass containers because they have a bamboo lid. They're the healthiest, most eco-friendly, zero plastic containers that I found, because even the glass containers that have the locking lids, those are the lids, at least, are made with plastic. The glass part is healthy. So I do like the bamboo lids. I think that's a better alternative. And then the stainless steel storage containers are great alternatives too for food storage. So plastic wrap, I would ditch it. What I've used instead are beeswax wraps, and these are really good. You can mold them over any shape or size. You can wrap food up in them. It comes in different sizes, and the benefits of using it, it's made by infusing cotton with food grade beeswax, rosin, coconut oil, jojoba oil. It has antimicrobial properties to prevent food spoilage, so you're not wasting as much food. It's moldable, grippable, and tacky. It can be shaped around containers or food products. And it's breathable, so your food stays fresher longer. And you can reuse them over and over and over again. And then once you're done with it, you can compost it. So it's sustainable. You can compost it after it loses its grip. So I would not use plastic wrap or tin foil at all. It would, by not using them, it helps to counteract the environmental issues such as plastic pollution and food waste. Diffusers is something that I'm really passionate about because air fresheners are the most toxic products on the market. So if anyone is using air fresheners in your house, I recommend getting rid of them immediately. They have artificial fragrances in them. It can lead to so many health issues. They're really dangerous. So if you use diffusers, they should only be used with high quality essential oils. You can use it for purification of odors, for smell. You only need a small amount, so you're not buying them all the time. It cuts down on the amount you need to buy, and the bottles they come in are recyclable. These are the diffusers I started with, and there are a lot of high quality diffusers out there, but the ones I'm moving toward are the stone diffusers because they're the most eco-friendly diffusers. They use natural stones to emit the aromas from the essential oils. They can be lava stones, ceramic, clay, any other type of natural stone material. They don't require electricity, water, heat, or plastic. And they have a very small environmental impact compared to the other diffusers. So this is what they look like. And it's so much better to use than diffusers are like 100 times better than air fresheners, but there's an even healthier alternative, which is using these natural stones, and they accomplish the same thing. So there are certain groups or certifications that I like to consider when I'm looking up products. The Environmental Working Group, a lot of us have heard about. It's a nonprofit group. It's dedicated to protecting human health and the environment. The research shows that the cleaning industry still has a long way to go to ensure that the cleaning products we use are safe, but many brands make it difficult or impossible for us to know whether a product contains certain chemicals, because there's a lot of ways they're able to hide certain chemicals in their ingredient list. But these chemicals can cause, a lot of them I've mentioned, reproductive problems, asthma. They can burn or irritate your eyes or your skin, harm the environment. One group that I'm going to talk about, Aspen Clean, has been rated with straight A's by the Environmental Working Group, and that's the only company that's unique for a company in North America to have straight A's by the Environmental Working Group. Leaping Bunny certification is another one I came across, and it's for animal lovers. It's commitment to a cruelty-free world. And they were introduced by 8 national animal protection groups, shopping for animal cruelty-free products, setting clear standards, and companies that do animal testing. It's really not the way you want to go. So the Leaping Bunny certification states that their products are vegan, and they are really committed to fight for animal protection. And as you know, some of our animals are facing extinction because of the way we are treating them. So Aspen Clean, this is the company I was talking about. They're committed to eco-friendly green cleaning products and services. They disclose full transparency of all the ingredients on their product bottles. All products contain 100% natural and chemical-free ingredients, so they won't have a negative effect on you or your environment. They're sustainable. They're committed to a healthy future that isn't tainted by harsh chemicals. And this way, you know, if you are going to go out and buy products, you know that this company really is top notch. So that's another alternative. There's a couple apps I really like. Yucca is a free mobile app, and it allows you to scan barcodes of food and personal care products so you can see the impact of your health. I really like this app because not only does it give you a percentage of how good the product is or bad, but it also goes into detail about why it got that rating. Does it have too much sodium? Does it have too many calories? The part I really like about it is it goes into detail of anything hazardous that is in there. So if it has a hazardous ingredient, it tells you why it's considered hazardous and what the effects are. So I really, really like that app. Think Dirty is another app, and you can learn about toxic ingredients in your cosmetics and personal care products. So you can scan, it's very easy to do. You just scan the barcode and it comes up whether it's toxic or not. EcoCert is an organic certification I learned about, and it was founded in France in 1991. It's based in Europe, and they do inspections in over 80 countries. It's one of the largest operations of its kind in the world, and it primarily certifies food and food products, but it also certifies cosmetics, detergents, perfumes, and textiles. It inspects about 70% of the organic food industry in France and about 30% worldwide. So it would be nice if we had something like that in our country, inspecting our food and other products. It's part of the Fair Trade Commission, and it just is a very high quality certification, because so many things that are banned in other countries we still allow in our countries. So it's nice to know if it's banned in another country, there's a reason for it. So it would be nice if that would filter into our country as well. There are a lot of natural medicine and health maintenance things that I try to live by. Um, the main one from Hippocrates, who was, you know, around thousands of years ago, he was the first one to say, let food be thy medicine, let medicine be thy food. So there's a lot of natural alternatives to taking Tylenol and Motrin and antibiotics and things like that if you just maintain your health. If you maintain your health, then you're less likely to need any of those other things. And even if you do end up getting sick, there are natural alternatives that you can use. I use honey to sweeten my tea, but I don't use a lot. I have a lot of whole food plant nutrition that I get in every day. Um, I use plant omegas, and I didn't even talk about this one yet, but plant omegas are so critical because regular omegas from fish are not sustainable and they could be tainted with mercury. So plant omegas, fish only get omegas from the algae they eat. So why are we eating fish? Why don't we just eat the algae? So plant omegas are made with algae. And some other plant sources, high quality ones. So I take a plant omega every day. I use a lot of spices in my cooking. I eat a lot of nuts and seeds. I try to get healthy fats in all the time, like avocado or coconut. And then the salmon that I eat is always wild caught. You don't want to buy farmed raised fish. You want to make sure that your salmon is or your fish is wild caught because it's less likely to have contaminants in it. The diet that I try to follow, and if you look at this list, it's pretty similar to the Mediterranean diet. The Mediterranean diet is very, very heavy on fruits, vegetables, grains, mostly whole grains, olive oil, beans, nuts, legumes, and seeds, herbs, and spices. So that's the main part of their diet. They like to have fish and seafood at least 2 or 3 times a week. Um, some people are vegan and vegetarian, and if you are, you don't have to have poultry or eggs or cheese or yogurt. In fact, I don't eat cheese or I don't have a lot of dairy because dairy is highly inflammatory. So you can get what you need from other sources. You don't need to have dairy. And we're the only species that drinks another animal's milk. So why are we drinking cow's milk? We're not cows, we're people. So there are a lot of alternatives to that. And then, red meat and things like that, might eat it very sparingly. Water is their main drink, wine in moderation, but the Mediterranean diet is a very sustainable lifestyle and it reduces so many health conditions, cardiovascular disease, cholesterol, blood pressure, it helps your immune function. There's just so many benefits to eating a plant-based diet. And a lot of processed food and things like that, they lead to so many cancers, cognitive decline, metabolic syndrome, diabetes, being overweight. So it's really much better to eat the Mediterranean way of living. I don't like to say diet because diets really aren't sustainable, but this is really more a way of living. And then obviously trying to be physically active and enjoy meals with each other. Other things that I do, when I feel I need it, maybe once or twice a week, I will do Mary Ruth's liquid zinc. I really like that. I'll do Mary Ruth's magnesium, but I've heard that it's better to have magnesium on your skin. So I do have magnesium gel that I'll use sometimes too. I like to make sourdough bread. Fermented foods are really good for your gut. I do 80% dark chocolate, but really, if it's anything less than 73%, you're not really getting the benefit from it. So it is, better to have at least 80% dark chocolate. I'm sorry, over 73% dark chocolate. I use apple cider vinegar on my salad with olive oil, so you don't need heavy creamy dressings or things like that. And apple cider vinegar is actually a good preventative um, thing to take for your immune system. I'll use nutritional yeast because I don't eat a lot of meat, and nutritional yeast has a lot of B vitamins, which are important for you. And I'll even put it on my popcorn instead of putting, salt or butter or things like that. Medicinal teas are great to use for health maintenance. And then there's a lot of homemade immune boosters you can use that has like garlic and different things in it. I have a recipe for that I'm happy to share as well. One of the only other supplements I take is a vitamin D3 K2 supplement. The one I take is from Sports Research. It's non-GMO verified, gluten-free, third-party tested, good manufacturing practice. It has a plant gel capsule, and it's derived from lichen and fermented chickpeas, and it's formulated with coconut oil. This is what the bottle looks like. So it's completely plant-based. It's vegan and it's gluten-free. They're soft gels. And the reason I take D3 K2 together is because vitamin K2 has the highest bioavailability for stronger bones and immune support. D3 helps your body absorb calcium. The K2 in this bottle, in the soft gel, directs calcium to your bones instead of to your joints and arteries, where if too much calcium accumulates, it could be problematic. And one of the most important reasons is it's important to take D3 with potassium, which is K2, because the D3 alone has trouble absorbing into your body. It actually needs the potassium to increase the absorption rate. So if you're taking just a vitamin D, it's probably not giving you a lot of benefit. So I would err toward one that also includes the vitamin K2. Healthier food swaps that I've done are I'll make cauliflower pizza crust or cauliflower rice or zucchini or spaghetti squash. So you don't have to have like the white bread or the gluten or things like that. For buffalo chicken, I'll do buffalo cauliflower, and I think it tastes just as good because I really like the buffalo flavor. Dave's Killer Bread is awesome. It does have wheat in it, but it has so many nuts and I'm not nuts, seeds and omegas and things like that. So I do like Dave's Killer Bread if gluten doesn't bother you, or sourdough bread or Ezekiel bread. Those are good choices. I use olive oil as a topping, but I don't cook with it because it's not really a high heat oil. I use avocado oil for high heat cooking instead of butter. I'll use ghee because the milk solids have been removed, and I eat salmon or tuna a lot. I don't eat a lot of meat. So if you look at this screen, you can see that it's very, very heavily plant-based. There's seaweed on it, and then there's so many nuts and seeds and fruits and vegetables. So we need to stop killing animals so much, because killing animals, it could cause them to become extinct, but the factories that they're processed in have a really harmful negative effect on the environment as well. So I think people should consider like chicken or turkey or something like that as a side dish, whereas before it was like the main part of the meal. If you are going to eat things like that, know where you're getting it from. Get it from somewhere local. Buy organic if you can, and really check to see how the animals are treated, and make sure you don't need a whole lot. We eat so much protein in this country, so just consider it a side dish. If you want something crunchy, instead of pretzels and chips that have a lot of sodium and not a lot of nutrition, try munching on some whole grain cereal. There are some really good cereals out there. Cheerios, I don't think is the best, but there are some other whole grain cereals out there that are better. Nuts are a great thing if you're craving kind of a crunchy taste. Whole grain breads are good. You can put a nut butter on it and plain popcorn, or you can put like cinnamon or spices, or like I said, nutritional yeast. Excuse me. So there are alternatives if you're craving something crunchy. If you're craving something liquidy, stay away from soda. Soda has so much sugar in it. And something I learned about sugar is it acts on your brain the same way that cocaine and heroin do. So sugar is the worst offender, in my opinion. So stay away from sugar at all costs. Sweet tea and soda has empty calories, and it's just, has so many harmful things in it. So you can try plain iced tea and squeeze lemon in there. You can sweeten it with berries. I'm not a huge fan of sweeteners. You can add fruit slices to a glass and fill it with sparkling water, club soda, and instead of a high calorie fancy drink, maybe a small latte. That's a quarter of the calories. So if you really are craving that, just in moderation. If you want something creamy instead of
Or
ice,
just drink water, right?
exactly. Yes.
That's the best.
I just drink water.
Yeah, especially
Some
hot
people
water.
some
Yeah.
people can't give up their coffee or their tea or so just in moderation, just really think about, do you really need it?
Yeah.
And
So just to talk about, since we brought up water, they say drink 8 glasses of water or 10. Have you done any research which one, how
yeah,
much is
so
a good
yeah,
quantity of water to consume?
what I've learned is drinking half your body weight in water.
Oh,
So if you weigh 100 pounds, you should have at least 50 ounces of water every day.
50 ounces of water.
Right, right.
Okay. Yeah.
So, if you weigh 128 pounds, that would be 8 glasses, 64 ounces. That's 128, right? Yeah, it's getting late. But yeah, water is critical. It lubricates all your joints. It helps, your blood flow freely through your body. It helps every organ in your body. So water, it really is critical to drink a lot of water. And it prevents dehydration. Dehydration can lead to so many health issues. So you're right, water is the best thing to drink, but occasionally, if you want to drink something out, or if you don't really like plain water, there are ways to dress it up with fruit or seltzer or lemon, things like that. But try to drink water and dress it up as much as you can in a healthy way. If you are craving something creamy instead of ice cream or other snacks that aren't as healthy, avocado on whole grain bread is awesome. And I put everything but the bagel seasoning on it, which is really good. So there are ways to dress up avocado if you don't like just plain avocado. You could warm up peanut butter or nut butter and put it on yogurt. You can put berries on low fat yogurt. So there are a lot of different alternatives to ice cream, or you can make your own. It's very easy to make your own ice cream. If you want something squishy like candy or fruit snacks or things like that, grapes are a really good alternative, and even freezing grapes, makes it have a little bit of a different texture. So some people like to freeze it for a little bit. Tapioca pudding, that boba tea is like so popular now. But if you make it, you can use half the amount of sugar. You can use a plant-based milk. There are ways to make it healthier. Even cherry tomatoes are a nice squishy option, or string cheese or a vegan string cheese. If you like that. French fries and other fried foods are obviously not healthy, but I made this the other day, red potatoes that I cut in half and just put olive oil and some herbs and made them in an air fryer, and they were so good. So much better than French fries and so much better for you. I only like crispy apples, so choose a crispy apple. Were you going to say something?
Uh, no, no, that's so one of our viewers, Debashish here, is asking, what's your take on green tea?
Oh, green tea is good. I drink decaf tea because I don't need the caffeine, and most of us don't need it. But green tea has really powerful antioxidants. So green tea is actually a good drink. Yeah. And then you can have some fresh vegetable sticks such as carrots, celery. You know, there are fun ways to get your crispy cravings satisfied. Or you can grow your own food. You know, this is a tower garden. We live in Massachusetts, so we have a short growing season. So I like the fact that I can grow indoors with grow lights. So the one on the left, I'm growing lettuce and kale and spinach and chard and microgreens and you know different dandelions and different things like that that I can put in my smoothies. And then outdoors, I can grow tomatoes and cucumbers and peppers and peas and strawberries and things like that. So I have a black thumb. I look at plants and they die. Like, seriously, I look at them and they die. So the fact that I can grow anything is nothing short of amazing. So, and then my husband likes the actual growing. So he has his own little garden of peppers and tomatoes and cucumbers. But, you know, he can only do that in the spring and summer and fall. So I like the alternative of being able to grow my food year round. And I feel like that there's less waste. It's a lot healthier, a lot more nutritious, and less of an environmental impact if I'm not wasting food and I'm growing it myself. Um, like I said before about sugar, it's evil, so don't eat it if you can avoid it. So try these, and you know the processing of sugar also has a negative environmental impact too. So there are other alternatives, monk fruit, which I've never had, but I've heard it's good. Dates I've had. You can put applesauce in recipes that call for sugar, honey or maple syrup or coconut sugar or agave, or even instead of sugar at all, you can put in almond extract or vanilla, orange, lemon. So there are a lot of things you can use to get that same flavor. Um, I am a big salt person. I love salt. So I think table salt isn't very good for you. I mean, it does have iodine in it, but you can get iodine in so many other sources. So you don't have to have table salt to get your iodine. But look at all these different salt alternatives. Apple cider vinegar solves my salty flavor. I use onion powder a lot. I use garlic. I use red pepper flakes and nutritional yeast and smoked paprika and lemon. I use most of the things on this list. Ginger. So there are a lot of alternatives to salt. So next time you reach for your bottle, I mean, sea salt is good, and the Himalayan pink sea salt I use, but I still use it sparingly. You know, it's not something I, you know, go overboard on either. So there are a lot of alternatives to salt. So what can we do to be healthy? We talked about the safer products. We talked a little bit about some food. Sleep is really, really critical because when you're sleeping, your body is repairing itself. So you don't want to work on digestion while you're sleeping. So that's why it's important not to eat too close to bedtime. Get out and move your body, drink a lot of water, we talked about. So there are ways to be healthy. And this is what I do. I like to do a shred every so often. And the guidelines of a shred are eating more plant foods, drinking a lot of water, taking 10 deep breaths, which I really like because that really helps calm your mind. Try to get 7 to 8 hours sleep and exercise most days. And what we try to eliminate, if you look on the right, it says eat less crap. So eat less carbonated drinks, refined sugars, artificial sweeteners, processed foods. In my opinion, those should never be eaten. But you know, if you can avoid them, I would avoid them. If you do have them, try to do it very sparingly. And then eat more real food, fruits and vegetables, organic lean proteins, omega-3 fatty acids, drink more water. So the crap and the food have, and what is that called? And not an across, well, it's kind of like an acrostic, but it helps you remember what
Acronym.
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 That's the word. I knew it was an A. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
And then you try to reduce or eliminate caffeine and alcohol because they don't serve your body. Eating after 6 or 7, depending on when you go to bed, but you try to give your body at least 3 to 4 hours of digestion. Try to eliminate processed foods and try, if you can, eliminate gluten and dairy because those seem to be really hard on people's immune systems. And then artificial and refined sugars you should eliminate. So you can shred every day. You don't have to be part of a program. If you just follow the avoid the crap and eat the food, if you follow those acronyms, people can shred on their own, every single day just by adding more plant foods and following some guidelines. Self-care is so important because not only does it limit the amount of antibiotics and medicines and things like that we have to take, but it just really improves our mental health. It helps increase the serotonin in our body, which is the feel-good hormone. And then we're not, looking for, if you have a migraine, you're not looking for Tylenol or Motrin or something like that. So mindfulness really helps to calm your mind, and mindfulness meditation, those types of things are really good self-care things you can do. Yoga, a therapeutic massage or a regular massage, those are really good. Seeing a chiropractor and acupuncture, exercising, deep breaths, classical music, using medicinal or soothing teas. So a lot of this goes along with Ayurvedic medicine, which is what a lot of people practice. And it's just more of a holistic way of caring for yourself. So you're not getting into that whole pharmaceutical field of thinking you need something, where it's just masking the problem instead of actually healing yourself. So self-care is critical in so many ways. So 12 ways to live more sustainably. Buy secondhand. So many people, we have a group in our town called, Free Cycle. So instead of going out and buying something, check the group first and see if someone has what you want, instead of it just being thrown away or ending up in a landfill or something. And look for lower impact materials that have minimal packaging and shipping. Ditch the plastic and switch to reusable containers. Eat more plants and less meat. Choose organic when you can. It's hard not to wear clothing made from animals, but there are certain brands that are better for you, made of all cotton or things like that. Be water wise. And someone gave me this idea, like when you're turning your shower on and getting it ready to heat up, have a little bucket in your shower and use that water to water your plants, or do whatever else with the water, and so you're not wasting it. So I thought that was a great idea. Drive less, drive green if you can. Try to use solar panels, energy efficient lighting. Make sure your heating and cooling are efficient, your insulation. And I compost all the time. And recycle, reuse, reduce, the 3 R's. So the bottom line is we should eat less meat. Food Monster is the largest plant-based organization on the App Store, and it helps you reduce your environmental footprint. Excuse me. It helps you save animals and get healthy. So if you're looking for recipes, Food Monster is a great way to go, or you can look up Mediterranean diet, and there are so many recipes, plant-based recipes and other recipes that if you just don't know where to start, those are some good places to start. Reducing your fast fashion footprint supports sustainable and circular brands like Tiny Rescue. They're raising awareness around zero waste clothing designed to be returned, and then you can remake it over and over again. So Tiny Rescue is just something that I learned of recently, but it's something that I'm definitely going to look into. I don't buy clothes a lot. I do secondhand, or I get them from I get hand-me-ups from my younger sisters. But I really like that organization and what they stand for. Support independent media that is really trying to raise awareness about what's happening in our environment. You can sign a petition to help people, animals, and the planet, and stay informed. I feel like I know some things, but I'm constantly learning because things are changing so fast. And a lot of companies like Johnson and Johnson is buying companies that were at one time known to be healthy and non-toxic, and so it's really helpful to stay informed and know what you should be and shouldn't be doing. So we only have one body and one planet. So reduce your waste, plant trees, eat local if you can, travel responsibly, try to get all your errands done at one time instead of going out every hour, or every day for something that you could accomplish in one day. Reuse stuff, look in your house, reuse stuff or ask other people, say no to plastics, recycle. And when you vote, make sure you're voting for someone who stands for causes related to the environment. Switch to cold water laundry. Divest from fossil fuels. Save your water, shop wisely, donate to organizations that help to provide resources to save the planet, grow your own food, we talked about, volunteer when you can, conserve energy, and compost. So there's lots of things we can do to save ourselves and our planet. And that is what I have.
Wow, thank you so much, Mary. That was wonderful. That was a lot of excellent information, and a couple of things was coming to my mind when you spoke about stainless steel. So we grew up with just using stainless steel plates and dishes, and then now we are just collecting these paper plates and paper cups and and then just throwing them out.
Right.
So yeah. While we were all kids back in India, we all grew up with stainless steel dishes and stainless steel. And our lunch carrier used to be stainless steel.
Yep. The family that I take care of,
Right.
they're an Indian family, and they only use stainless steel.
Exactly.
They might have other plates, but I've only seen the stainless steel.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a healthier way to go. And water bottles are awful. The single-use water bottles.
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
people should not be buying those. They should be banned. In my
And
opinion.
and talking about those plastic bottles that you mentioned, right, in cosmetics too, those microplastic that you mentioned. So they are in the cosmetics where they make it into micro beads and then they put it as scrubs, which is extremely harmful.
Yeah, I mean, our skin is our biggest organ. So whatever you're putting on your body is going into your body.
Yeah.
And, that it just causes so much harm. If people just switch to more of a plant-based diet and ditch all their cleaning products, look for things that are healthier. And, it's hard because everything you buy in the store is toxic. So, you really have to do your research and, what's it worth to you? Do you want to pay for it now or do you want to pay for it later? I want to live to 100, but I don't want to live on machines. I want to live an active, healthy life. And now that I have grandkids, you really are concerned, like, what's it going to be like 20 years from now when they become adults? You really want to make sure everything is, safe. We leave it safer and better than the way we found it. And that's not most people's motto.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. And Dr. Pratibha Shah would have done a better job of hosting this, but I am just trying to do my best. But I do want to ask if the audience has any questions. We can ask Mary. Otherwise, the whole talk will be uploaded on our YouTube channel, and it will be available on Facebook. I will share the link. And all the products and links, if you can send the links of the products like you showed me
Sure.
about
Yeah, the ones that I use, the ones that I have experience
the
with.
ones you have used, yes.
Send you the
If you
link.
can share those, we can also put them on the Wholistic Health Alliance page.
Okay. Yeah. And everything else is in the video, you know, like all those
Everything else is in this
like that.
presentation.
So
It's an excellent presentation and lots of information, and the apps that you mentioned and all the alternatives that you mentioned. So it's just a go-to video
resource.
if you want to video reference exactly.
Right.
You want to know how
So,
to
so
live
I'll put those,
sustainably. So this
yeah,
was wonderful.
thank you.
Uh,
And I'll put those links in our Holistic Health Alliance Facebook chat. Is that
yeah.
where you want to put them? Sure.
Yes. Or you can just mail it to me and I will post it on the page. Anything else.
Sounds
All
good.
right. Thank you so much, Mary. And everyone else, please keep supporting Holistic Health Alliance. And the more we are, the more healthier we will be.
Exactly.
So, thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll stop recording now. All right.